Guess who got uninvited to Thanksgiving dinner? You guessed it, me.
MAGA family, I still haven't found anywhere to go for Thanksgiving. I reached out to some people that commented on my post from the Pennsylvania, South Jersey area, and I got no reply, which kind of really hurts my heart because I reached out to like a couple people and no one replied. And honestly, I feel like I'm not going to have anyone to spend Thanksgiving with.
Here we are, Thanksgiving week, and I've been seeing videos from different MAGA supporters who now their families have disowned them and they do not have a place to go for Thanksgiving.
My sister just uninvited me from Thanksgiving just because I voted for cheap eggs, and it's bullshit!
I'm going to say this as gently as I can. As a reminder, we are in this position because Thanksgiving 2015, a lot of you said, pass the gravy, when what you needed to say is, I'm not coming to Thanksgiving this year. Or maybe something like, get the F out of my house. And this year you will share your casserole with people who need to just have the taste slapped out of their mouths. Food for thought.
Thanksgiving 2024 is here. But for many families, it's not all turkey and togetherness. This year, political division has hit a breaking point, and MAGA supporters are facing the consequences. Welcome to F Around and Find Out season, where families are choosing peace over politics. Let's explore how Trump's era is continuing to divide American citizens, not only friends, but families. Some people came online and said that they were not invited to Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, how bad is it for your family not even to invite you for you to share a meal with them? It must be very bad, guys. I want us to watch these videos that I've gathered for you guys, and I would love to know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Give this video a like, and let's dive right ahead to today's video and we'll come back to it.
Guess who got uninvited to Thanksgiving dinner? You guessed it, me.
I'm gonna need some context, because she never says in the video why her mom uninvited her. Let's check the comments for more details. Someone said, love this for you. They responded, hope you enjoy a Trump president. Ah, there it is. Imagine how disappointed she is. You support a racist and a rapist? I wouldn't want you around either. Also, I could literally give a F. I don't need my boss to win Best Man Ever award. I need to be able to afford to effing live. I'm not in a financial position to give a SHIT about social equity. You know he's gonna make things more expensive for you, right? It's hard for you to live right now, so you voted for a dude who's going to make your life harder. Okay.
Legitimately have pity for her, because if your mindset is at that state where you uninvite your daughter for Thanksgiving, I'm sorry. Truly, I'm sorry that your internal system is that dysregulated that you can't even be around me for a holiday.
Your mom doesn't want to be around a fascist who voted to strip herself of her own rights. And you literally just said in your comment that you don't care about anyone besides yourself. You don't care about black people who are going to face massive racism and the spread of white supremacy because of Trump's presidency. You don't care about the women who are going to be affected by this. It's only about you. And the worst part for me is it's not even like your life is going to get better. So your family doesn't want to talk to you anymore, and you voted to make your life worse. Great.
Here we are, Thanksgiving week, and I've been seeing videos from different MAGA supporters who now their families have disowned them and they do not have a place to go for Thanksgiving. So let me just say, wherever you end up eating, I want your turkey to be dry. I want your greens to be sweet. I want your yams to be salty. I want your deviled eggs to be runny. I want the dressing to not have any sage in it. I want your black-eyed peas to not have any black eyes. I want the Kool-Aid that you find to be refreshing to have 0 sugar in it. When you take a sip of your Dr. Pepper, may it turn into Dr. Thunder. And if you find yourselves around a spades table, may you be set every hand. I ask all of this in me, a petty bitch. Happy Thanksgiving. You fucked around and found out. I hope your DiGiorno is delicious.
With all these fuck around and find out stories, there seems to be like this misunderstanding as to why people are cutting off family members, not wanting to talk to people, not coming for the holidays. Listen to this story and see if you see what I'm saying. My 3 daughters all voted for Harris in Oregon, a state that gave all its electoral college votes to Harris. 2 of them have now stopped speaking to me. And 1 is boycotting Thanksgiving because I voted for Trump. I did not tell them how to vote, nor ever presume to argue or convince them that they are misled by propaganda. I let them vote how they wish. Very kind of him that he let them vote, by the way. He let them vote how they wish. It sucks that I must now suffer their childish and frankly rude behavior merely because they believe my 1 vote harmed them or their rights in some way. Liberalism really is a mental disorder. Okay, sir, and anyone else that seems to have this thought process. We do not think your 1 vote is what mattered. It is that your morals seem to align with this man. You voted for somebody who is repugnant, who is morally against everything that we believe in. And as we are now seeing with his cabinet picks, his tariffs, all the things he is doing now, we know that we are right in this. So no, it is not because you let them vote. It is not because that they are misled or that they believe your 1 vote harmed them. It is because you do not support them, your daughters. You did not stand up for their rights. That is why, that you do not love them enough to be able to recognize the person that you voted for. And lastly, to the kind gentleman that recognized me at the DFW airport today, I am sorry that I am awkward in real life. Sometimes I speak on here out to the void and I forget people watch it. So thank you. That made my day.
It's the holiday season. How do we handle being around MAGA family members? Is cutting them off going too far? Hi, my name is Keegan and I'm an expert in the psychology of politics. Now let's say you choose to be around or have no choice but to be around Trump-supporting family members this holiday season. Unless you enjoy arguing just for the sake of arguing, which is its own video, you need to accept you won't be changing their minds. He just won, they're riding high, and without personally feeling the negative effects of Trump 2.0's policies, they won't be changing their minds. So frankly, if politics comes up, you're probably going to have to get up and walk away. Pack your earbuds and try to detach yourself emotionally. But get real though, I just cut these people out of my life. And I'd say the same about not just MAGA people, but nasty people in general. Life is too short. Just because someone is blood related to me does not make them special. I don't want to be spending my limited time on this planet with people who care more about their selfish emotions than they do about the well-being of other people, who lack empathy and compassion, who are mentally lazy and don't care about facts, or are just closed-minded, angry, hateful people. You have permission to kick these people out of your life.
Happy Thanksgiving. I can't wait for the whole world to spend time with their family.
Not everybody's gonna have a happy Thanksgiving this year.
Why would someone not have a happy Thanksgiving? Now's the time for family bonding.
Well, divorce rates at an all-time high.
Good.
People are more divided than ever.
Good.
People are cutting off their family members.
If you cut off your family members, then you're the problem. You should never cut off your family!
The people that typically say never cut off your family members doesn't have toxic family members that they can't be around.
But at the end of the day, you should always forgive your family members. No matter what happens, they're still family.
Okay, so if somebody's horrible to you over and over again and you keep forgiving them, then what do you do?
Then you forgive them one more time! They didn't mean it!
This shows that you've never had to deal with this in your life.
Well, of course, my family's not divorced and I received love my entire life. I've never been brutally betrayed by a family member repeatedly over and over again.
I think it's better to understand that people have differences, and it's just better to acknowledge that not everyone's going to be having a happy Thanksgiving and that some people will be alone.
They should pick up the phone, call their family, and make amends. I'm trying to be positive, but everybody else is being negative.
This is just the reality of America now.
What, people spending the holidays alone or in small groups? What's the solution then?
I guess we'll have to figure that out together.
After listening to what you had to say, I think that is too late! 2025! I can never tell somebody else's situation could be different than mine.
Happy Thanksgiving to those spending it alone or with a small group of people. With the divorce rate at an all-time high, it's hard to get families together during these times. I just wanted to say you are important, you matter. I hope you have a great day on the day of Thanksgiving. You matter, you are important, you are loved, you are loved. Have a great day on the day of Thanksgiving.
You're too fucking stupid. Am I the asshole for walking out of Thanksgiving dinner? The table was perfectly set, but the tension was already thick as Kurt and I sat down for Thanksgiving dinner. My Uncle Jack, 54, was at the head of the table, beer in hand, and his MAGA hat proudly perched on his head. My mother, who begged us to come, kept throwing me nervous glances as if to say, "Please don't start anything." I tried, I really did. But the second the turkey was carved, Jack leaned back in his chair and smirked. So, Amy, how are my favorite liberals holding up? Still crying over the election, or have you finally joined the winning team? I put down my fork, my pulse quickening. We're fine, Jack, just trying to get through the year like everyone else. He chuckled. Must be tough with all those radical ideas falling apart. You know, some people say it's time folks like you toughen up. This country's going back to greatness, whether you like it or not. Kurt's jaw tightened, and I could tell he was ready to step in. But I wasn't about to let Jack steamroll me. Greatness? Are you serious? I said, my voice sharper than I intended. You're sitting here gloating while the country is on fire. Do you even know what's happening? What your hero was planning with Project 2025? Doctors terrified to treat patients because they're worried about lawsuits? Women bleeding out because they can't get basic care? Is that what you call greatness? Jack rolled his eyes, leaning back in his chair. Oh, come on. You're overreacting. Nobody's out here dying because of who's in office. I slammed my napkin down on the table. Really, Jack? What about your own daughter? Or did you conveniently forget how she had to drive 3 hours out of state last month because she started bleeding during her pregnancy? And the doctors here wouldn't treat her until they were sure it was ectopic. She could have died, Jack, but hey, at least your precious leader is saving babies, right? The room went dead. Jack's wife shifted uncomfortably, looking down at her plate, while my mom's mouth opened and closed like she didn't know whether to jump in or stay quiet. Jack's smirk faltered, but he recovered quickly. That's just one situation. You act like... One situation? My voice cracked. This isn't hypothetical, Jack. It's real, and it's only going to get worse. And guess what? It's not just me or Kurt who'll be affected. Do you even pay attention to what you're supporting? Union busting, Jack. That's going to hit your precious job at the factory hard. Cutting Medicare and Social Security. What's your retirement plan? Winning the lottery? Because the way things are going, you're not going to have anything left by the time you hit 65. And let's not forget inflation. You think groceries are expensive now? Give it another year. Jack's face reddened. Oh, so now you're a political expert. No, I'm someone who actually reads, I snapped. You're too fucking stupid to think this doesn't touch you because you're sitting in your little white bubble thinking that black and brown people are the problem, rooting for your team to win, completely unaware that they've tricked you to vote against your own self-interest. But trust me, Jack, when it hits you, don't come crying to me because you fucked around and found out. Kurt touched my arm under the table. Amy, let's go. No, wait, my mom interjected, her voice pleading. Can we all just calm down? Amy, I invited you here so we could find some common ground. I turned to her, tears threatening to spill. Mom, there's no common ground between me wanting to feel safe in my own country and people like Jack laughing at the idea of that. Jack muttered, here we go again. I rounded on him, shaking with anger. You know what, Jack? You're right. Here I go again. Standing up for what's right while you sit there in your stupid hat laughing at other people's pain. Enjoy your greatness. I stood, grabbed my coat, and Kurt close behind me. My mom called after me, her voice breaking. Amy, don't leave, please. I hesitated at the door. I came because I thought maybe things could change, that maybe family mattered more than politics, but I was wrong. As we walked to the car, the muffled sounds of arguing erupted from inside. My mom was trying to defend me. Jack, no doubt, was dismissing it all as me being too sensitive. In the car, Kurt squeezed my hand. You okay? No, I said honestly, but at least I know where I stand now. I wish I didn't go. Should I have kept my mouth shut and stayed? Am I the asshole? No, you're definitely not the asshole. I'm glad you stood your ground, because people like him need to be checked.
So, who remembers this guy from a video I made a couple weeks ago?
MAGA family, I was on TikTok Live, and a fellow Trump supporter said that all he needed was my vote. I'll never be part of the MAGA family, and that I'm black, I'll never be accepted, but he just got my vote. Nah, that's crazy.
Well, he's had a couple of updates since then, and one of them that I think is significant is this one.
MAGA family, you know why I'm MAGA? It's because the MAGA people have done more for me as a whole than black people, my own people, have ever done for me.
It's a family, one that treats him better than the black community ever has. You know, today's a day that a lot of people spend time with their family. How is he spending today?
MAGA family, I still haven't found anywhere to go for Thanksgiving. I reached out to some people that commented on my post from the Pennsylvania, South Jersey area, and I got no reply, which kind of really hurts my heart because I reached out to like a couple people and no one replied. And honestly, I feel like I'm not going to have anyone to spend Thanksgiving with.
And I'm guessing he's looking for somewhere to spend Thanksgiving because in the video just before this one, he posted about how he wasn't welcome at his brother's funeral. This kind of reminds me of a story from a couple of years back. A 19-year-old kid in South Florida did a peel out on a rainbow mural that was in the middle of a roadway for Pride Month in his lifted truck with his Trump flag flying. In fact, I believe he did it on Donald Trump's birthday. And he got arrested for that. And then the judge actually ended up sentencing him to writing a paper about all the victims of the Pulse nightclub shooting. He had to actually look into each of their lives and kind of write a biography about all of them, which I thought was actually probably a pretty good way to go. In court, however, he cried. He cried and told the judge that he only did that because he had kind of gravitated toward Trump and MAGA because he was looking for acceptance and he felt like he was accepted by them. That's a tactic that street gangs use. That's a tactic that white supremacist groups use to recruit. We'll be your family now. You know, if you go to a Comic-Con or a horror convention, you'll see all these people who have come there looking for their people, finding community. And in those cases, it's positive. But if someone doesn't find a positive family, they'll find the other one. And here's a tip. If your family, if the people who are accepting of you are hateful of others, there's a good chance they're going to turn on you eventually as well.
My brother and his fiance uninvited me from their wedding, and now I have the wonderful pleasure of uninviting them from holiday activities because they voted for Donald Trump. I just want to know what you guys think of the whole entire situation and if I'm being petty, if I'm being unreasonable. Just to give you guys a heads up, my brother gets free healthcare, my brother goes to school for free, and I helped him apply for all of those government programs. In addition to that, I gave my brother a free BMW SUV. He drives a free car, I pay for his car insurance, and I pay for his cell phone bill. In addition to that, he lives at home and completely relies on the financial assistance of my mother. So this boy has the audacity to not only vote for Donald Trump, who is against women like myself and my mother, but then he has the audacity, after my mother was crying all day yesterday, he comes home celebrating his victory and rubbing it in my mom's face. Now, I understand we all have different opinions and political views, but you do not go to the home of a woman who financially supports you and rub it in her face. Go ahead, laugh about it with your friends, laugh about it with your unemployed fiance. It has now been over a month that I cut my brother off and I no longer answer his phone calls because the only reason he called me anyway was when he needed money. And I know that's really hard to do, and I know right now a lot of people are going to have some very uncomfortable Thanksgivings and Christmases, but at the end of the day, I really encourage you all to protect your peace. I'm not saying that you need to cut out every single person in your life that doesn't agree with you politically, but if after this election someone is literally taunting you, laughing at your face, and disrespecting you, regardless of what political party they are a part of, that person doesn't need to be in your life.
For anybody who needs any last minute encouragement, I loved this tweet. It says, here's how to deal with your MAGA family this Thanksgiving. What you're going to do is you're going to offer to lead the family in prayer, and you're going to talk about a Bible verse specifically when you do it. So you're going to open the Bible, you're going to read Leviticus 19 verses 33 to 34. It reads as follows: when a foreigner resides among you in your land, do not mistreat them. The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself, for you were foreigners in Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Amen. And then I think the second part of the tweet, obviously Walter is talking about how you could also bring up how Jesus was a socialist. Was it King Arthur, or one of the kings was gay? King Arthur? Was it King Arthur? King Herod? I don't know. One of the kings was gay. There's a lot of different ways that you can spice this up. Obviously, my go-to is always that Jesus was a socialist. And also there's a verse about how the rich cannot inherit the kingdom of God and the poor people go to heaven first. That's also a good one. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, guys, that is what was happening. While some people were preparing turkey and pies, some were preparing for no invitation. Some family members were not invited to Thanksgiving dinner just because of their political differences, and most are the people that actually voted Republican. Some of their families members did not invite them to their Thanksgiving dinner because they didn't want to share a meal with them. And I kind of quite understand as to why they might be doing this, because I'm that one kind of a person that actually separate from any family members that we don't have the same beliefs with. But when it comes to political, maybe I would understand if I'm a woman, especially with the policies that they're coming with when it comes to Project 2025. Some of the policies, me being a woman, and if my brother actually voted red, I would want to separate myself from them. I wouldn't want to have anything with them, because if I'm your sister, why would you go ahead and vote against my rights or against my personal interest when it comes to things like abortion that they were talking about, that it's in Project 2025. If you haven't checked it out, you better go and check and get to understand some of the few things that I've managed to take through. And it's sad because when it comes to Project 2025, things like abortion are going to be like, they're trying to make it illegal in all the states. Before, some states had the right to to vote for the rights that they want its people to have. But I think with Project 2025, it's gonna be different. So I wouldn't want to sit on the same table or share a meal with a person that's actually voting against my personal rights. And it's sad that I even saw people making videos and saying, now we own your bodies. Like, why would you even do that? It's crazy, because some of the things that I'm seeing, and especially I saw another video of this man who actually went to order food. It was a cafe and he was buying food, and after being served, he asked this guy that was serving him, who did you vote for? And when he said, I voted for Kamala Harris, this guy was a crazy. Like, he started insulting them. There was no reason for him to do that, because everyone has a right to vote for whoever they want. But no one has a right to go and treating people the way they are treating people. It's not the first video that I've seen of people wearing red hats written MAGA, attacking people and insulting people. Especially after the election, I saw so many videos that men were coming for women. I actually did another video of this man that was attacking a Latino woman just because she voted blue, or just because she's a woman, and they always think that they are the ones on the right side. There's nothing bad in this world that actually can mess your whole life when you always think that you're always on the right side, or when you think that you know everything, or when you think that you're more important more than any other person. Because what I'm seeing with most people that I've seen, the MAGA supporters, the videos that I've seen, I now understand why some people would not even want to invite their family members to their Thanksgiving dinner. And things like other things that people did not understand, some of the policies. It's like when he said he's going to introduce tariffs to the tariffs come 2025, it's going to be hard for some people when it comes to buying goods. Imagine you're a business person, you're doing business and you import things, like you get things from China or any other part of the world. Now come 2025, getting things in the country is gonna be hard. So what does this mean for some businesses? This means there's gonna be closure of so many businesses, and maybe you are my family member and you actually voted against my business. Of course, I would not even want to have anything to do with you. So what I'm trying to say is that I kind of understand why some people didn't want to invite their people to their Thanksgiving dinner because of their own personal reasons. And it's good for you to let people learn to respect your boundaries, and it's good to always create boundaries, not only with friends or people that are not from your family, but also that includes even your family members. That includes even your mom, even your dad, even your grandpa, even your grandma, even your child. There should be boundaries. And I mean, family is family. Family is supposed to be for life, So I bet If you're my family, you'll be supporting me and you'll not be voting against me, against my personal interest, against my personal rights, or against my business, you know, or against my freedom. Because there's so much that's gonna happen if this Project 2025 is actually coming to life come 2025. You know, there's gonna be a lot. And, you know, we've grown to learn that America is actually a democratic country, but with the way or the things that I've seen on Project 2025, I'm kind of questioning myself what's like really happening and what happened to democracy when you are selling every other country in every other part of the world democracy, but you don't want to practice it yourself. I don't know what you guys think, and let me know, were you invited to your family's Thanksgiving dinner? And if you voted blue and one of your family members voted red, did you invite them to family Thanksgiving dinner? Do you think this should be a reason for people not to be inviting or talking to their family members again just because of their political beliefs and their political choices? I would really love to know what your thoughts are, because for me, I kind of understand on this one, but then again, I mean, their family and this, I know it's gonna have a very big effect when it comes to economy and you know, economy, freedom, and so many other things that are gonna be happening come 2025. Some of them that we've seen, they've already started happening, and like the administration is not yet even in office, but some people are already acting crazy out there. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you invited your family members, and also let me know, do you think this was okay for some family members to do this to their family members? Thank you so much for watching up to this part. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and until the next episode, bye.